Hey everyone, even though I'm not caught up with grading her due date number 3, it'll get done. I did want to discuss what you're doing this week or introduce what you're doing this week for due date number 4. Basically, as you can see here, due date number 4, you are focusing on the genre analysis, the stage 1 genre analysis. So let's go look at the assignment prompt and discuss that briefly. So the stage 1 genre analysis, basically what you're supposed to be doing is you first identified a genre that your discourse community uses. So for example, I apologize, I forget exactly who, Jasmine, it might have been you. Um, uh, in medical communities, there's a lot of genres that get used. There's intake forms. There's when doctors and nurses check up on patients, they complete documents about that checkup procedure. There's checkout forms, all that stuff. And even though I use the word form, I mean, part of the reason I use the word form is because it's become formalized, which is genre. I mean, you can start to hear the connections, right? So a genre becomes a generic form, a formula for this repeated activity that has to occur because, you know, doctors look at patients and need to leave documentation. So the repeated activity becomes generic, becomes formulaic. But as you know, depending on the specific scenario, the specific doctor, the specific patient, there are subtle differences, and that's normal. That's how genres work. So you're going to be selecting a genre, a very specific genre that gets used in your discourse community. And then for stage 1, you're going to go find examples of that genre on the web. It does not have to be specific examples from your community. For stage 2, you'll have to go find specific examples from your community. So by all means, start looking for those. But stage 1, you just need to go find examples on the web. And then what you're going to do is you're going to analyze those examples in terms of their design and style features. And when we talk about genres, those tend to be the things that stand out to us most quickly. And that's what, like when you use genres to reference entertainment, so science fiction and horror, it's the design and style features that make them stand out. Horror, dark settings, monsters, science fiction, robots, aliens, westerns, guys dressed in black, guys dressed in white. Notice I said guys. Um, so, it's the design and style. Are there content features and conventions? Absolutely, but you're going to be focusing on that a little bit more next week. So you're going to be focusing on finding and analyzing the design and style conventions of your genre examples, and what's going to help you is making a table, just filling it in, going like, okay, so what do I see in vocabulary across the 3 examples? What do I see in sentence level grammar? Now you might be going, Shelley, I don't know how to look at those things. If we come to the draft assignment here, it's a discussion board assignment. In that assignment, I gave you links out to resources that will help you to identify and discuss vocabulary, sentence level grammar, punctuation, passive voice, persona, etc. So what you'll probably want to do is, here, or let's put it this way, this is what I would do. I would find your 3 examples, and I would first start by closely reading them all, just paying very close attention to them. And then I would start this table, in a document. I would have this table, and then I would just work through each criteria going across. So I would start with vocabulary. I would skim these articles, these resources on vocabulary, and then I would carefully look at all 3, annotate all 3, because you're being asked to annotate these, in terms of vocabulary, and then I would jot my notes down in the table. Then I would read and skim about basic sentence concepts, expanding basic patterns of sentences. I would do that, and then I'd read all 3 and take notes in the table. Then I'd come back and read about punctuation, yada da, and so on, going down. And then when I'm done, you could use this last column over here for synthesized conversations to draw together examples of what you see as trends across all 3 examples. So I hope that gives you an idea of what you're doing this week. I can't wait to see your genre analysis part ones. And I'm looking forward to getting caught up with grading and the work you produced for me, your observation reports from last week. Thanks for your hard work.